Detroit Lions safety Kirby Joseph was snubbed from the 2024-2025 NFL Pro Bowl. And as always, this is brought to you guys by BetUS, Jeff Iafrate, Caleb Czarnik. And I can't believe this to be true. It's ridiculous. And of course, Xavier McKinney made the Pro Bowl, and these are the comparisons here, which we put on our social media. Detroit Lions safety Kirby Joseph got snubbed from the NFL Pro Bowl. Look at the grades, right? 90.7 PFF grade, 91.5 coverage grade, 9 picks, 16 receptions allowed, 65 solo tackles. You look at Xavier McKinney, 87.1 PFF grade. He's fifth. Kirby's first. 90.4 cover grade. He's second. Kirby's first. 7 picks to Kirby's 9 picks. 23 receptions allowed to 16 from Kirby and 58. So less tackles, more receptions allowed, less picks. Worse grade and coverage.
I mean, this is unreal.
And again, this is the confusing part. And for people that are wondering, I'll explain here. So essentially, Pro Bowl, if you do not know, it's fans, players, coaches, thirds. The fans voted him. I mean, the fans were all behind Kirby Joseph. Here's where it gets tricky. Coaches and players weigh in. Coaches and players they were not backing Kirby Joseph. And I don't know what the percentage was. Was it more so players? Was it coaches? I would assume it would be players because coaches, you'd have to think if you're facing the Lions, you're game planning for Kirby Joseph. I mean,
absolutely. So
I'm confused. It would obviously have to be both because it's thirds. But my reaction to this is, I'll just speak for myself with the Pro Bowl. I could give a shit, honestly. I hate the Pro Bowl. I've always hated the Pro Bowl. I think it's honestly stupid, in my opinion. I think guys that should make the Pro Bowl never end up making the Pro Bowl, and guys that make like we saw, who was the backup for the
Tyler Huntley?
Yes, who made
unbelievable.
The Pro Bowl. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And so the Pro Bowl to me is ridiculous. It means absolutely nothing. What I think players actually care about, I think media, and of course, if you're going to make the Hall of Fame eventually in your career, what matters to me is all pro. What matters to me is being a Super Bowl champion, Caleb. What's your reaction of Kirby getting snubbed despite all, damn, he could have 10 picks if he gets a pick this week. 10.
Yeah, well, it's BS. I was trying to look last night. Has there ever been a player that has led the league in interceptions and not made the Pro Bowl? Because my guess would be probably not. I mean, this is probably not. This is crazy. The whole stigma around Kirby Joseph, and I've been watching football for a long time. Jeff, you've been watching football for a long time. The whole stigma is that Kirby's a dirty player.
Big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. And let me show you what I placed for the Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings game. It's great. The over, 56. I think the Lions are going to score a ton of points. Vikings are going to score a ton of points. This is going to hit, in my opinion. I think the Lions and Vikings, it's going to be a high-scoring game, just like it was in Minnesota. They already hit this over in Minnesota. I think they hit this over again in Detroit. So go over to BetUS, place the over. I think it's going to smack, in my opinion. So I'm going ahead and I'm locking it in for this Sunday. And you could do the same. So head over to BetUS, place your bet today. Remember, use the code YouTube150. You get 150% on your first deposit, 125% on your second and third deposit, up to $2,000. And remember, always gamble responsibly. Now let's get back to the video.
And I'll be the first one, if the Detroit Lions make a dirty play, I'll say it. Kirby Joseph is not dirty. If that's the reason that he's not in the Pro Bowl, that is ridiculous because he plays the game the right way, and he's elite at what he does. He's not a favorite by the players, obviously, like I said, because they call him dirty and everything. But like, even if like the coaches didn't vote for him, that is crazy because like you said, Kirby Joseph's definitely on the scouting report. That's definitely a guy you have to look out for. It's just crazy to me that one of the better safeties in the NFL is not going to be in the Pro Bowl. And, obviously that's not, we're hoping none of the Lions are in the Pro Bowl because we're going to be playing in the Super Bowl. But
right,
I think this is an accolade that a lot of players like to have under their belt, especially a young player like Kirby that's trying to prove himself to be a superstar in this league. But hey, if I was Kirby, I'd just play the whole villain card and say, you know what, fuck this. I'm just going to go out there and ball, not worry about anything else. And let's go win a Super Bowl because it's laughable, truly. Like when I saw the report yesterday, my first reaction was, How does this even happen? Like, wow.
I mean,
it's crazy.
I will say, not that I hope Kirby wins every award he's capable of winning. I don't want to root against that, but at the same time, this Lions team thrives off this type of stuff. You know, they like Amon-Ra getting passed on, Jared getting traded away, Dan getting laughed at, Kirby missing a Pro Bowl. Like I don't mind. This might motivate this man to go out on Sunday and just, I mean, he might get himself a couple. He might just, you know what? I don't know what the record is for picks in a game. He might break it. All right, this guy, I think is going to use this for the right reasons. He's going to use it in the right way, motivate himself. And if it's pissing Kirby off, I think that's probably a good thing because he's going to go out there and dominate. Now, the dirty player narrative to me is a ridiculous narrative. People that actually have played the sport, obviously, I've never played in the NFL. I didn't play in college, but we know how the football works. Watching football, Kirby hitting tight ends the way he hits them. I think I have to reiterate this because I don't know why people don't already understand this. He is about 6'1". I would say, what's Kirby, about 190?
Around there, yeah. He's not 250. Like
no.
Kraft in them.
Anyone that's played football at any level understands if you have a 4-inch, 50-pound difference going in the other direction, not heavier but lighter, and you're trying to tackle a tight end. They're typically, I mean, these guys are 6'5", 250, whatever. You gotta go low, and you're going. I mean, if these guys, it's in game speed, so it's hard for Kirby to like slow motion plan out how he's going to hit somebody low. But all this dirty narrative stuff, Lions fans, I mean, we've watched Kirby Joseph since a rookie. He's never been a dirty player. I mean, it's not, no one on this team, Dan Campbell doesn't preach it. Aaron Glenn doesn't preach it. So it's ridiculous. It's called a football play. Accidents happen, of course. Things happen. It's like Roquan Smith tackling Chris Godwin and Chris Godwin breaking his ankle. Like, am I going to sit here and call Roquan a dirty player? No, shit happens. Okay, it's the NFL. Guys are going to get hurt. And Kirby Joseph, don't change, please. Don't go high on a tight end because you're not going to tackle him. And then now that you're getting yards after catch, which hurts the Lions. So don't do that. Don't change who you are, Kirby. I hate the dirty player narrative. It's ridiculous. And Kirby Joseph, that's disrespectful that this man leads the NFL in picks and did make the Pro Bowl. But he'll be all pro, so I ain't worried about it. Lions could have 2 all pro safeties. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, they could. And they should have 2 all pro. Or they should have 2 Pro Bowl safeties. But Kirby, if you're watching this, my message is keep balling. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
The Detroit fans love you. You're a fan favorite. This is absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, I don't think he cares that. Well, I mean, he might care a little bit because, like I said, it might be an accolade that a young player would want a Pro Bowl. But there's a bigger goal in mind, and that's the Super Bowl, and obviously all pro for Kirby Joseph. But yeah, the dirty thing, I'll just say, do you think that's why he didn't get in? Is that narrative? I
wonder. I mean, you look at a guy like Sue. Like Sue was labeled a dirty player, but I mean, he made like 5 Pro Bowls in his first 7 years. I don't know if the league's just soft now and everyone hates him, or it can't be football related though. Like it has to be dirty. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you're onto something. It can't be football related. Like it can't be like, oh, he's just not good enough. Like that doesn't.
And that's not knocking Xavier. Xavier McKinney is a great player, but he hasn't statistically, he hasn't had the season Kirby Joseph has had.
No.
So, I mean, to me, it just doesn't make much sense at all.
Yeah, I don't think you're crazy. I mean, honestly, comment down below, by the way, what you think of that narrative. Because he's like top 5, I want to say, in Defensive Player of the Year candidates. I don't know if 5 might even be too high. It might be like top 3, but whatever. That makes no sense. So comment, and Dan Orlovsky already said he's the Defensive Player of the Year, which, okay, didn't make a Pro Bowl, whatever. It's ridiculous. Comment down below what you think of the narrative. Kirby Joseph getting snubbed from the Pro Bowl. It's astonishing, and hopefully it motivates Kirby to go out and dominate on Sunday, and I think he will regardless. But again, check out the other videos, other content we have. Of course, live show every day of the week, 8 to 10 p.m., and get your merchandise, officialcgsports.com. And as always, this video is brought to you by BetUS. Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialcgsports.com.